Thank you, Madam President. Pakistan warmly congratulates Ambassador Marisa Chen on her election as the president of this review conference and also extends its felicitations to other members of the Bureau. Pakistan aligns itself with the statement delivered by Indonesia on behalf of the non-aligned movement. Madam President, the illicit proliferation, excessive accumulation and misuse of small arms and light weapons continue to exacerbate conflicts, fuel terrorism, threaten peace and security, and erode sustainable development. Hundreds of thousands of human lives are lost each year, terrible suffering inflicted on innocent civilians, and economies and societies devastated. The evolving nature of conflicts and the advent of new technologies pose new challenges to combat the proliferation of increasingly lethal small arms such as UAVs and drones. Pakistan is particularly concerned at the acquisition and use of modern and sophisticated small arms by terrorist groups such as the Tehreek-i-Taliban Pakistan, a UN-listed terrorist organization. A concerted campaign is needed to recover all weapons from terrorist groups like the TTP. Terrorists and criminals do not manufacture these arms. They acquire them from illicit arms markets or receive them from entities that want to destabilize a particular region or country. It is essential to investigate how terrorist groups and criminal organizations acquire such sophisticated weapons. It is the responsibility of all states and the United Nations to take measures to prevent illicit trade, transfer, and diversion of these arms. Madam President, the UN Programme of Action and the International Tracing Instrument represent an enduring international consensus and agreed framework to address challenges associated with the unauthorized and illicit trade and trafficking in these arms. This fourth review conference offers an important opportunity to assess our progress, identify challenges, and chart the way forward. Pakistan remains steadfast in its commitment to the Programme of Action and the International Tracing Instrument. We have strengthened our legislative frameworks, enhanced our transfer controls, and implemented robust measures to prevent the diversion of small arms and light weapons to unauthorized users, including safe and secure stockpile management, comprehensive marking, and record keeping. Madam President, a supply-side approach alone to tackle small arms and light weapon challenges is likely to yield modest dividends. To reduce demand, more strenuous efforts and resources are required to resolve and end conflicts in various regions and sub-regions, end terrorist activities, and eliminate organized crime. International assistance and cooperation to build national capacities in tracking and interdiction will be central to the implementation of the Programme of Action. We support the proposals submitted by the non-aligned movement to this end. Madam President, we believe that the revised draft outcome document, Rev 1, provides a good basis for meaningful discussions. We would like to offer a few comments. 1. It is vital to resist the temptation to broaden the scope of the Programme of Action by incorporating elements that have clearly do not enjoy consensus. 2. New technologies offer useful opportunities to address the challenges posed by illicit trade in small arms and light weapons without impeding, of course, the technology transfer to developing countries for legitimate purposes. 3. In the context of arms embargoes, it is essential to restrict action to those specifically mandated by the UN Security Council. 4. It will not be advisable when discussing synergies to create organic linkages between the program of action and other legally binding instruments. And 5. The program of action reflects a delicate balance between the concerns regarding the illicit proliferation of small arms and light weapons and the legitimate security concerns of all states. This balance and focus should be sustained to consolidate the gains that have been made and to avoid possible disruptions to this process. I thank you, Madam President.